right, so I think we're gonna get the Hasan shit out of the way, but then he's gonna go into Venezuela, and I think how basically Twitter in America is responding to Venezuela. So we got HLC's play-by-play about it. We got the beautiful militaristic fuck yes. So now let's jump into let's take a look at the social aspect of the aftermath of Venezuela. Because that way we can basically, it dovetails into what HLC was saying about people, how people had been responding to what occurred. So it's a nice little dovetail about that. So let's jump into Rev's video about it, shall we? We'll get through the Hasan bullshit. We'll get through it. I think it's only like the first 5 minutes or so, so we'll get through that, and then we'll get to the actual meat of the story.
Hey, what's up, guys? Riff here. So, new year, same old Hasan. As always, whenever there's something going on in the world, especially anything with political ties, you know the #2 political commentator on Twitch has something to say about it, and that is definitely the case today. We're going to look at two major events going on in the world. What's going on in Minneapolis, and what's going on in Venezuela. We're doing so because Hasan, of course, has some absolutely cringe-inducing takes about what's going on in those two areas. But also in true Hasan fashion, with these two things going on, he's trying his best to lasso in his favorite obsession, which is, of course, Asmongold, in order to shame him and try to debate him, among other things. So what we're going to see in this video is Hasan trying to shame people from other countries who are having major events going on over there, like Venezuela, and basically tell the citizens of that country that they're naive and stupid for feeling the way that they do. Yes, leave it to this.
Well, is anyone surprised? Hasan is a wannabe terrorist, except he's too much of a fucking pussy to actually be a terrorist. And he's a communist, or he's pretending to be a communist, when actually he just wants to enrich himself. And so he's just pretending that he wants to be a communist, because if he was actually in a communist country, they would strip him of all his wealth and say, you actually serve no purpose, and we're going to redistribute that wealth as we see appropriate. Is it any shock that this guy with his head so far up his own ass, he can actually get to Kaya's shock remote with his tongue out his fucking... Anyway. Regardless, is anybody shocked that he's going to try and tell another country, oh, you guys are too stupid to actually know how to behave. I'm gonna tell you how you should behave. And I can't wait to see how many of his own chat bust him out for it, too.
Guy sitting in California to tell them how they should feel about things happening in their own country. But also, we're going to see the Asmongold angle as well. An angle that even Hasan's own audience is getting very tired of, as we will see. So let's begin with the first half of this video. What's going on in Minneapolis.
Here we go.
It's a bit of a follow-up to some videos I've made over the past week or so. But very long story short, there is a Somali population in the state of Minnesota, and of course, there's massive tax fraud going on, mainly through daycare centers. Somewhere around $9+ billion in tax fraud, including money that is going back to Somalia and funding terrorist organizations.
Hasan has cranial rectal syndrome in the worst case.
You're being too generous. His cranial is a rectal.
Could possibly have an issue with that being uncovered by journalists like Nick Shirley. Oh, Hasan Piker, as we saw, he is very upset.
Oh, yeah. I talked about this one. On stream, didn't I, chat? Yeah, I kind of talked about this. I won't repeat it because I already waxed poetic about this ad nauseum. But basically, what plays Somali with Israeli, you know what would happen. He would want every single one of them to die a horrible death. Moving on.
Said about this fraud being exposed. He even went as far in subsequent tweets to imply that if you care about this sort of issue, you are a predator. Caring about tax fraud is somehow problematic. But anyways, we have seen many attempts by Hasan to engage in this whole discussion about what's going on in Minneapolis, to the point of calling out Asmongold because Asmongold doesn't like tax fraud. This is what Hasan had to say about that take.
Look at Hasan meat riding Asmongold for the 300th day in a row. Does it feel like the walls are closing in a little?
Oh my God, following. Oh, brand new follower. Okay, this is a brand new follower. So this person followed Hasan just to roast him. This person followed him just to roast him. I love it.
A little bit on your daddy, on a person that you consider to be this idealistic, closing in on meat riding Asmongold for the 300th day in a row. Does it feel like the walls are closing in a little bit on your daddy, on a person that you consider to be this idealistic intellectual? Is that why?
The projection. Oh, the projection. It's staggering. What he's talking about, don't you feel like the walls are closing in on Asmongold? Like, dude, Asmongold's more popular than ever. Who's feeling the walls closing in on themselves again? Eh?
You guys keep coming in here and crying? Is that what it is?
Right.
That
no,
there is like maybe a fraction
dude.
of the scrutiny on the shit that he says on a daily basis, and all of a sudden now it's like, oh, you guys, why are you paying attention to him? I don't know. Why are you so scared? Better yet, why is he so scared to have a...
Better yet, son, why do you keep crying about it? You literally, like, out of all the chatters on your stream, and my guess is he probably had, 10,000 chatters, maybe, he probably had, 10,000, maybe even 20,000 people in his stream when this happened. And out of all the people that are chatting, which, let's, go back, look at how fast the chat moves.
All of a sudden now, it's like, oh, you guys, why are you paying attention to him? I don't know.
Out of all the chatters, he decides to pull this one up and put it on screen out of all the chatters. Interesting, huh?
No. Why are you so scared? Better
why
yet, why is he
seething?
so scared to have a conversation with someone like myself, for example?
Why
yeah, I think it's very ironic
coping?
that Hasan is saying the walls are closing in on Asmongold when he literally is living in a padded cell like this. But seriously, what does he mean that the walls are closing in? And he's saying this based on Asmongold's take on Minnesota, which is a very clear one where he's basically saying we shouldn't be letting people come into our country and defraud us of billions of dollars. I know, shocking take, but yeah, that's what he's saying. That is not an outrageous take to anyone who's halfway sane, but that's what he's going with. And you can see that little part at the end where he's basically implying Asmongold is ducking him, that they're trying to have a debate, and Asmongold doesn't want any part of it. Well, yeah, because he doesn't want to fry his brain cells having a debate with someone like Hasan.
Well, he also knows that Hasan would not debate. That's why he has no interest. He has no interest in listening to Hasan just go ranting on and not actually go into a debate in the spirit of having a debate. Because Asmongold's smarter than you, Hasan. So he already knows what your playbook is, and he's not playing. Cope and seethe, bitch.
This is his sort of thoughts on debating in terms of Asmongold's thoughts, and it's my thoughts and a lot of people's thoughts. Debates between content creators are almost never productive. Nothing ever comes out of it. You have two sides, two communities who believe one thing and they're never going to change their mind. And then with people like Hasan, it's even worse because he is bad faith. Okay, he's not going to sit down and have a good faith conversation with you. He's going to lie. His community's going to just believe everything he says. And then he's going to start slandering you and saying crazy out-of-pocket stuff like he normally does. There's no reason to have debates with people like him. But of course, the attention...
Well, not only that, Chose. Not only would Hasan talk at you and not debate you, he would deliberately ignore facts that are presented that are contrary to his opinion. If Hasan was to actually debate someone and that someone actually presents facts to them that is completely contrary to what his beliefs are, he will not acknowledge them whatsoever. And he'll just keep plowing ahead, just put his head down and keep plowing ahead and say, nope, you're wrong, la, 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 stick his fingers in his ears and start, la, 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 I can't hear you, la, 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 like a little fucking child. That's why it would be pointless to debate with Hasan. Because he would not, he doesn't actually listen. He blatantly ignores facts just so he can push agenda. That is Hasan's debate strategy. Push agenda and ignore everything that's said in counterpoint.
Hasan wants, he's not getting enough. He's spending 1 to 2 hours every stream talking about Asmongold, but that's not enough. He wanted to get more attention, so what did he do? He actually popped into Asmongold's Twitch chat and started trying to get his attention. He has become the most embarrassing thing a Twitch streamer.
He literally turned into a pick-me. Oh my god, Hasan literally turned into Notice Me Senpai. Notice Me Senpai! Oh my god! Oh, please tell me we have footage. Please tell me we have footage.
Could ever be, and that is a Twitch chatter.
Do you think the records are only way to investigate the place to realize any of the programs work? Once again, I'm not saying this case, you're just simply speculating? Okay. All right, Hasan, you're getting pulled up. Hasan, whenever you go to a daycare, there's nobody there. The hours are 2 to 10 p.m. You're going in, and these people do not even speak English in a lot of cases. The phone number goes to the government office, and then you can't enroll any of them. Please, you don't have to
senpai, notice me.
Government office, and then you can't enroll any of them. Please, you don't have to die on this hill. It's so obviously fraud. Any rational, reasonable person knows that it's fraud. Somebody broke into the building and they just happened to steal all of the documentation. Like, I mean, how can you even...
And broke in from the inside. So the people that quote unquote broke into this daycare center somehow Nightcrawler teleported inside the daycare center, accumulated all of the documents that would prove that could potentially prove they are legitimate or illegitimate, and then broke out. The only breaking part was when they broke out. Yeah, sure, we believe this happened. Sure.
For 1 second believe that that's not an immediate fucking scam. I can't even imagine thinking like that. It's unbelievable. You don't have any evidence for it? Bro, what are you talking about? You don't have any evidence where your place gets broken into and then they happen to steal all the records? You have departed from reality. Please stop doing this. I also want universal health care. I also want to expand social systems. But we can't do that if you keep importing people that are net negatives and scammers. You can have mass...
That is a keynote of distinction. Does he have VIP? I didn't notice that he had VIP in his stream. I didn't notice that. But keynote of distinction that a lot of people ignore. Everybody always says that, you know, this is something that not a lot of people notice. Everybody always says that, but people love to say Asmongold is right wing, that he's a fascist, that he's a Nazi, all that other bullshit. Listen to what he just said here, because this gets overlooked a lot.
You have departed from reality. Please stop doing this. I also want universal health care. I also want to expand social systems.
Right? Yeah. Asmon is for universal health care and expanding existing social systems. But according to the reading masses on the extreme left, he is a fascist, he is a Nazi. Yet he wants the same thing that they do. Yeah, they refuse to say that he's just like centrist. Yeah, he leans to the right, but but he is centrist and wants a lot of the same things that they do. He's just like, he doesn't mince words. He calls it like he sees it. And they just don't like the things that he says. They don't like the fact that he's pointing out the flaws in their logic. They don't like the fact that he's pointing out when something is wrong, even if it goes against their ideological zeitgeist. That's why they hate him. because he points out where they're dead fucking wrong. He points out the problems that they don't want anybody pointing out, and he has got one of the biggest voices on the planet, and people will hear him and listen to him. That's why they hate him. That's why they have to ascribe the label of Nazi, fascist, alt-right, etc., etc. Because he will actually point out the shit that they don't want to see, while still being very much in favor of a lot of the things that they want. It's an all or nothing game with them. It always has been.
But we can't do that if you keep importing people that are net negatives and scammers. You can have mass migration or you can have robust social systems. Choose. Why don't we talk then? We're not going to... Oh my God. Bro, you're in the chat? Can you stop?
I mean, at this...
He's literally doing... Wait, government has access to the info of all children and their parents' financial statuses. Yeah, why do you think there's being an investigation into the state of Minnesota, dumb fuck? Why do you think 2,000 federal law enforcement agents just descended upon the state of Minnesota and are probably going to be looking at the state capitol and the records contained there within? Hasan. Because they're going to want access to all those to see if they're legitimate or not. Chances are they're not. And then he's literally doing a pick me. He literally went pick me. Full on fucking pick me. Why don't we talk? Why won't you talk to me, Asmongold? Daddy, Asmongold, why won't you talk to me, Daddy?
Oh my God. Bro, you're in the chat? Can you stop?
I mean, at this point, this is like crazy stalker ex-girlfriend behavior. Like, he's popping up in the chat at this point. Like...
Yes, this time he went full. He didn't go yandere. This is Sundre. He went Sundre. He went, notice me, senpai. Waka.
Come on, dude. Like, I know you're better than this. Maybe. But yeah, that's a new low for Hasan. I haven't seen any streamer really do that in quite some time. Like, literally popping up in someone else's chat, trying to get their attention. And of course, during all this, Hasan was not just talking about Asmongold and jumping into his chat. He was also pulling up his stream to try to, I guess, see how the other half is living or something. But in this case, it would backfire hilariously.
Let's see what Asmongold's doing now.
I don't know. Just and Comcast. This is your legacy. This is your life. This is right now. Wake up, Hasan.
Yeah, you're right, brother.
Wake up.
I know. When politicians come on the stream, they're like, wow, dude.
Boy, did he walk right into that one, ladies and gentlemen. That's all he's going to be.
And he tried to pretend like, oh, I get politicians on my stream. I'm so good, aren't I?
known for. He is the dog zapper guy. And no matter what he does... that's going to be the staying legacy for him. But the timing on that was just chef's kiss. Amazing stuff. But a lot of people are getting tired of this. In Hasan's community, they are getting tired of the hyperfixation on Asmongold that's taking up substantial amounts of his streams. In fact, on the Hasan Piker subreddit, with 1,400 updates, this person left this post titled... anyone else tired of the daily Asmongold segments? This is a legitimate criticism. Just want to gauge others' opinion. Watching Asmongold clips is now happening multiple times a day and is just a one-way yelling match. Can't see how any of it is productive or worth bothering on. The clips get posted around and further exaggerate the negativity around the stream. I'm a 60-month sub and watch all of Hasan's content, but this is the thing that makes me click away.
And I don't know if he's gonna say it. Look at what the mod said. You guys are actually in the way. Hang on, let me click you guys out for a second. Look at what the mod said. 7 hours ago from the time of when Rev saw this. I'm locking this due to ongoing brigading from the usual suspects. So his mod is saying that because people are agreeing en masse it must be Asmongold brigading the stream. I'm gonna lock the comments.
So every time someone complains within his community, it's always like a 50, 60, 30-month sub. Like someone who's actually like really invested. So to see this sort of a comment, yeah, there's definitely some legitimacy here. And it represents what a lot of people are thinking. Clearly because so many people upvoted it. But look out.
Yeah.
One of the moderators.
There it is.
Shut this down. That's right. It was getting too much traction. So this mod right here said locking due to ongoing brigading from the usual suspects. 250 plus comments is plenty anyway. Yeah. Imagine being a moderator on the Hasan Piker subreddit. I cannot imagine a fate worse than this. But yeah, clearly insecure about the comments because it's making him look bad. Here's an example of that with 500 upvotes. I say this with no animosity at all, but I've just realized I'm no longer jiving with the vibe of the streams in general. I think I'm just moving in a different direction on a personal level as I get older. That's right, they always age out of Hasan's community. But this user says, not gonna lie, I've only ever seen a YouTube video watcher on his main channel. I've almost never tuned into his streams. I listen to like 4 vids a week on his channel during work and that's it. I think the moderation has been better for me. And one more says, I'm sort of feeling this too. I miss having fun on the streams. He's been talking about doing fun stuff in the later half of the stream for over a year now. I'll stick around, but vibes aren't great for me lately.
And there's the pattern. He has had so many long-time watchers and subscribers that are basically going, I'm done. His own community is done with him. That's the funniest part. He's hemorrhaging viewers. He's hemorrhaging subscribers. Either they will not resubscribe or he fucking bans them because they call him out on his shit. And he's now had to resort, I think, to botting his own streams to keep his audience numbers up. It's the downfall. So fun to watch.
Yeah, I wonder why spending an hour or two every single day on Asmongold might cause some fatigue within your own fan base. Who would have thought?
It's okay. I don't think it's honestly. I don't think it's aging out. I don't think it's. I legit don't think that they're aging out. I think that because Hasan has been getting more and more and more manic as of like within the last like year. I'd say roughly within the last year. I could be wrong, but I'd say that's a pretty good timeline. Hasan has gotten increasingly manic as time goes on. He's become increasingly unhinged. He has now, for the last several months, become absolutely obsessed with Asmongold. So all he talks about is Asmongold, or talks about how great communism is, and like cozies up to communists. So he is on a downward spiral. And that is what is causing, I think, people to basically not age out, but basically to be done with him. Because he has gotten worse. It's not like his content has remained largely the same and people are legitimately aging out by saying, I'm not feeling like, this extreme viewpoint resonates with me so much. So I'm going, this significant opinion or ideology resonates with me, so I'm kind of gonna move on. No, he's literally been getting manic more and more and more over the course of the last year, and people are like, okay, this dude's fucking nuts. I'm out. And I think that's more the reason why people are starting to jump ship versus simply just like aging out.
Might cause some fatigue within your own fan base. Who would have thought there? But of course things will get worse if he's trying to shake off all of this.
It's not like Hasan Piker. It started with the Casey Tron Frogan and Denham's lawsuits coming to light, and everybody looking to him like, well, they're your orbiters. Aren't you going to help then? And no, he didn't. And then basically the off the cliff moment was Kaya. When he shocked Kaya, that was the off a cliff moment. So he was already like the 3 lawsuits was basically the downhill. He was going downhill, picking up speed, and then when he shocked Kaya, the hill ended, and he just yada-doo-da-dayed right off the fucking cliff, and it's just been rocketing straight down to terminal velocity ever since.
Asmongold stuff after the Minnesota situation and the complaints coming in from the community, things would get worse. Yeah, the sort of Super Bowl event for Hasan, a major world event happening, and he's still trailing behind Asmongold, despite Asmongold dual streaming. And normally, you could say with most streamers, they probably don't care too much about the numbers or being number one.
Okay, side tangent. I so was tempted to go live on January 3rd. I was so incredibly tempted to just fire up OBS, fire up VTube Studio, fire everything up, and just hit the go live button. I was so tempted because of what happened. To basically just live comment about what happened on January 3rd, to live comment about the assault and the arrest of Maduro. I was really tempted to. I didn't, and it's good that I didn't. You know, I took my day off, but I was sorely tempted to go live for it.
But Hasan does. He really does care about being number one. And, well, unfortunately for him, it comes from an event that he predicted falsely. So at the beginning of the year, 5 days ago, he made a list of events that he was going to predict will happen or will not happen in the year 2026. One of those was Trump doesn't invade Venezuela.
Gotcha, bitch!
Well, it took 3 days for this political mastermind to be proven wrong on that one because, well, there was a successful military operation in Venezuela ordered by Donald Trump. In case you don't know, here's kind of the very quick details. In a very quick 88-minute operation, the United States went in and they completely leveled Venezuela's primary air base. They took complete air superiority within minutes, and then they went and captured their communist, unelected, dictator, narco-terrorist, okay, Maduro, and, well, that's that. He's now in New York.
I know, I haven't pulled this up yet. One of the greatest things about this operation are the memes that came out from this. The Dr. Disrespect memes that came from this is fucking fantastic. I'm pretty sure Dr. Disrespect actually went on Twitter like, stop fake and look like Maduro. But the memes, I know. Angry Cop Suri asked for him. Rich has already put out the word, give me your Maduro memes. He is already asking for people to send him their Maduro memes. I cannot wait for those.
Awaiting trial, and it was a swift operation with 0 American casualties. Okay, it happened in a flash. Now, Venezuelans and a lot of people in Central and South America are celebrating in the streets because he was a brutal, awful, unelected dictator. Okay, people all across those regions are celebrating. They're happy.
But the left in the United States doesn't want you to know about this. The extreme leftists in the United States are like, oh, how could this be so terrible? And when you tell them, the people of Venezuela are literally celebrating in the streets because this happened. And they're going, no, that's fake. No, that can't possibly be true. They're so desperate to deny reality, all because the big mean orange man made the order.
But did you ever stop and consider what terminally online mentally ill people think in America?
There we go.
The United States will be running Venezuela. Woo! A colony. Woo! Imperialism. All for what? So a fucking multinational corporation can get profit. Woo!
I just want to make sure.
Okay. Fuck me. First. No. We're going to be seeing a pattern with every single one of these, aren't we? We're going to be seeing the pattern. Nose ring and colored hair for every fucking one of them. Every fucking one of them. And, like, the screeching, oh my God, I'm surprised she still had a voice after that. Like, and she sounded literally like she's been screaming for hours and was on the verge of losing her voice.
A corporation.
I'm sure he is, Seb.
I just want to make sure the other countries know we, the American people, did not want this.
That is the appropriate response. And by the way, in this Little Fox life art, yeah, most of the American people did want this. They absolutely did. It's basically only your little subset of terminally online people that basically don't ever want to work and think that communism means that the government will take care of you and give you everything you ever want. You're the ones that didn't want this because you are under this brain dead notion of what you think the fantasy romanticized version of communism actually is.
We want free healthcare. We'll take even just free dental if that's all they can manage. But none of us wanted this.
What? Fuck me. I mean, okay, there's a lot going on right here. There is a lot going on right here. We got the nose ring. We got 50 earrings. We got the multicolored hair. What's with the fucking splotches on the face? What is with these splotches? I don't even get what the fuck all that is. Yeah, like, oh yeah, shaved off the eyebrows. No fucking eyebrows. Splotches, Nick. S-P-L-O-T-C-H-E-S. Splotch. What is this?
Here with me, all. Hands off Venezuela! Hands off Venezuela!
Okay, with all the... Bearing in mind, every single one of these people that is protesting like this, every fucking one of them, that's number one, they are not Venezuelan. Number two, they have never set foot in Venezuela in their lives. They literally only know what Venezuela is based upon what they've seen on Twitter. They have no fucking clue what Venezuela even looks like. You could show them a picture of a Venezuelan city and without context, they would have no fucking clue what they were even looking at. That's how these are people that are terminally online and desperate for attention. Yeah, they did. You're right. They did not give a fuck. The only reason why they gave a fuck is because Trump made the order for the attack, for the arrest. And because he said it, now it's like, well, Trump did something, so now's my time to scream and get the attention I so desperately am addicted to and crave. These people are all attention seeking. Every fucking one of them is attention seeking. None of them care about a fucking thing that they're talking about. None of them even know anything about what they're talking about. They don't know the history about Venezuela. They don't know about what Maduro is. They don't know why the U.S. went in and snatched him up. They don't know and they don't care because all they want is that sweet, sweet online attention. They want clicks and they want likes. And that's it. They are brain rotted. This is the future. This is the future of the U.S. The absolute brain rot.
Venezuela! Free President Maduro! La lucha sigue! Liberdad, so
He doesn't even know what he's saying. He's reading the script. He's literally having to read the script off his phone. He does no fucking clue what any word he just said means.
socialismo o muerte, venceremos!
A man in a dress screeching into a microphone to free Maduro, a brutal dictator. Yeah, 2026 is off to a really great start. But yeah, I think this screenshot with 2 back-to-back posts really sums up what's going on here. On the bottom, you have someone saying, "I hope they beat us. I really do. Full support to the people of Venezuela."
The real funny part is, Raquel, the people of Venezuela probably love the United States now because the United States just removed a murderous dictator. So now they don't have to worry so much about the government killing them in the streets for wrongthink. Yeah, that little party festival we saw, did you see how many American flags were being held during that? Yeah, get off why. These people need to go touch fucking grass. Hi, Pyro Cat. Hi, Raiders. Welcome in, Raiders. You're getting us right in the middle of a Red video talking about things. Welcome in. I hope you had a good stream. And if you want, please feel free to join us for the... Oh, fuck me.
God, that skinny guy in the blonde mullet got fed extra Mirko plastics as a baby.
Oh, Iron... That wasn't a mullet. I guarantee fucking to you, he identifies as trans. Guaranteed. Tacos? You see tacos? I'll take tacos. I hungry for tacos. Magnus, I don't think it was a wig. I legit do not think that was a wig. I think he really actually grew his hair out. I think he might actually be trans.
Then above it is Venezuelans celebrating these developments. Like, total disconnect here between the affected people and then people living on the other side of the world and what they think, what people should do and how they should feel. And then you...
And by the way, can I just point out, I hope they beat our asses. This is coming from someone who is ignoring the fact that the U.S. just basically wiped their ass with the Venezuelan military and performed a full-on strike operation to extricate their dictator president without suffering even a wound. No U.S. force, no U.S. serviceman or woman suffered even an injury in the 19-minute operation that literally just took the Venezuelan army and used it as toilet paper. And this person's going, I hope they beat our asses. It's a disconnect, ladies and gentlemen. It's a disconnect.
They think what people should do and how they should feel. And then you have Americans like this saying, "Death to America" as a result of all of this. Shiver me timbers. Yeah, it's not really too intimidating coming from a person who would probably have a panic attack if their waiter asked what their order is. But of course, we also have some journalists entering the fray.
I talked about this.
This guy, Seth Harp, got absolutely dusted on Twitter.
Were there sovereign? Everything I've seen both on Saturday and the stuff that we've watched today, there were no servicemen injuries, no service member injuries whatsoever. A plane got like the paint scratched. They the Venezuelan military like scratched the paint on one of the 35s maybe, or maybe one of the 18s. And that was the extent of the quote unquote damage to the American military force. That was everything I've heard. That's it. And thank you for the gifted talk.
Twitter yesterday, after he came up with a very intelligent scheme to publicly dox the commander of Delta Force who led the campaign in Venezuela. You know, besides being a logistically insane.
Well, Fishy, it's not a question of legality. Because, you know, this guy points out it's perfectly legal for U.S. reporter to disclose classified material, the leakage, blah, 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 blah. It's not a question of doxing the head of Delta. Wait, it is not legal to dox someone on a public platform. It's against all platforms, TOS. I don't think it's so much as doxing if he's just saying this was the commander of Delta Force. Because that is public information, is saying that he's commander of Delta Force. It's public information. Now, granted, I haven't seen the full picture, so I don't think he revealed, like, home address or anything like that. But he just, like, showed, like, his picture and his name and said he's Delta Force. And so it's not a question of doxing. It's like, how smart of an idea is it to basically tell the most lethal fighting force America possesses to basically, like, spit in their face and, you know, poke the bear, essentially.
Insane thing to do, an insane group of people to target and put in harm's way, including their families. Within minutes, people were posting this guy's house and his front door, and then he, like, deleted stuff and then tried to promote his book and then went private. What he's doing today, I have no idea. But it gets even worse. You have commie LARPer accounts like this trying to compare Maduro to Jesus Christ. So besides that comparison being disgusting on every level, let me break it down for a commie like this. Dictators like Maduro, these communist leaders, they cannot feed their people. Their people starve.
Yeah.
And on the other side of the comparison, Jesus actually was able to feed people. I hope that makes it very, very clear why that comparison.
And what do you want to bet that pamphlets got inundated by Christians absolutely dogpiling it? You can count on the look at the ratio. 755,000 views. Look at the comments. You guys are kind of blocking it. 404 comments and only 1K like. He got ratioed to hell in the comments, and I guarantee you a whole lot of Christians jumped into his comments section to absolutely dogpile him.
Person is insane on every level. But this is another great example of the disconnect here. This Karen saying, Venezuela, we are sorry. We don't want this either. Sincerely, all sane Americans. And then getting ratioed by this person saying, dear brainwashed American, we Venezuelans wanted this badly. Thank you to the United States and thank you to Trump, the Trump administration. Go apologize to your psychiatrist for skipping treatment. Sincerely, all sane Venezuelans. Which leads us up to Hasan Piker. It's all coming back around. Trust me, guys. Trust the plan. He is now giving his opinion on how Venezuelans should feel about this, and they shouldn't be tricked by what's going on here, because clearly they're so naive and stupid that they need the savior, Hasan Piker, to come through and tell them what the truth is.
And a lot of those Venezuelans, some of them are going to be in the chat today, are going to fucking talk like this is a fantastic moment and Trump is a great liberator. Bitch, he's saying you're a rapist, okay? I need you to understand this. If you are a fucking Venezuelan expat, if you are a Venezuelan refugee living in the United States of America, understand something. He is saying you're a rapist, drug dealer that will get sent to fucking CCOT, okay?
No, he hasn't. He's never said that. You dumbass. Literally, all he's talked about is the drug gangs. He's literally called them out by name. He's literally called out the Venezuelan drug gangs time and again. He's actually literally like singled them out. Not the Venezuelan people, the Venezuelan drug gangs and use their gang names. He has never once, and bear in mind, this is coming from someone who thinks that Trump is a narcissistic asshole. This is, because you guys know, I've always said that I think that I think Trump is a narcissistic, sociopathic asshole that only gives a fuck about himself. Full stop. This is coming from me. He never said that. He has only called out the drug gangs and the drug cartels. He has never carte blanche said the Venezuelan people are like rapists, murderers, drug dealers. He's never like blanket statemented that about the Venezuelan people. He has only ever specified the drug gangs, and he's only ever specified Maduro. So, Hasan, maybe you've been wearing Kaya's shock collar and it's like short-circuited your brain or something. What? No, he's never said that, you lying cock gobbler.
Okay? It doesn't matter whether you like Maduro or whether you hate the Chavistas or whatever the fuck, okay? He will use you like a pawn. Okay? You're like a cum rag. That's it.
First of all, what is Buddy even talking about? That
I told you, he's fucking crashing. He's spiraling. He's off a cliff, and he is at terminal velocity. He is good. Like Hasan has gone fucking manic.
they're going to be called a bunch of R-worders and drug dealers if they want to praise America. I don't even know where he's making this up from. But of course, there is nothing more narcissistic than sitting there and because his one of his idols, Maduro, the great communist, got arrested. That's why he's going like this. Because it's proving once again that communism can be defeated by capitalism and democracy. That's why he's flipping his shit like this. Because Maduro ran a communist country based on dictatorship, which is what he loves. He stands for communism and dictatorships. And because America went in and literally curb stomped the fuck out of Maduro's army before snatching him up like a little baby, he is incredibly butthurt because it once again proves that his precious communism will always lose. That's why he's freaking out. Wagging your finger while you sit on the other side of the planet, telling Venezuelans how they should feel about developments in their own country. This is like peak narcissism. This is Hasan in a nutshell. And people are clowning on this. I mean, like, this is almost like a meme at this point. Like, where people like Hasan, the ultra woke and so enlightened progressives, will tell other people how to feel about their own country when they have no idea what's going on there. Absolutely insane stuff. But of course, oh no! It all comes back to another thing, and that is Asmongold. Because of course, Hasan had something to say about Asmongold's takes involving Venezuela.
Writing, reading, doing political commentary, working on political campaigns, working with politicians, getting politicians elected, interviewing politicians, advocates, organizers.
And there it is. This is what Hasan desperately wanted. You heard him just try to read off his supposed resume. That's what he wants to be. He wants to be the political kingmaker. He so desperately wants people to look at him and go, oh yeah, you need to get in good with Hasan because he's going to get you elected. And yeah, ignoring the fact that every single one of them has said, fuck off, Pilgrim. Every single one of them. He's gotten no one elected. No one's coming to him for political advice. No one's letting him in their fancy parties. They've all told him, go sit in the corner in the cuck chair. But he wants to pretend that he is a political kingmaker. That is like that's like his fantasy. And he's like that's the last thing that he's holding on to. The last thing that he is trying to hold on to is that he is he is one of the greatest political pundits of a generation. He is desperate to try and hold on to it because it's all he's got left. And he can feel it every day slipping through his fingers, and that's probably one of the reasons why he's become more and more manic.
All of that reduced to a guy who does not shower saying Hasan just simply takes the non-white, non-Western, non-Christian position. Now, you can delude yourself into thinking that this is my analysis, but if you're even a little bit intellectually curious, you'll probably come in here and check it out for yourself and realize that that's not the case. Unfortunately, unlike you, or unlike Asmongold, I actually have respect for my audience's level of intellect. He does not. And maybe he's right. Maybe his audience is too stupid to actually check.
Dude, Asmongold is only gaining audience and you are hemorrhaging it. You want to try? No, you're not going to try that again. You're too fucking deluded. For God's sake.
But it's very clear that he thinks his audience is too stupid to actually check. And many in his audience actually don't.
What do you even say at this point? I mean, seriously, what do you even say at this point other than just stay mad? Just stay mad. Yeah, you're getting beaten by the guy who doesn't shower. I know that's like the only criticism this guy can actually think of, right? Just like name calling and saying his room's dirty, he doesn't shower. But yeah, it's not really going to stop the bleeding of your community that people are tired of your insane takes and people are actually migrating over to Asmongold. That's something that's happening too. It's crazy. This guy is just completely like locked in on Asmongold. And yes, there is a relationship here, right? Like they're benefiting in a way from each other, but one's benefiting a lot more from this, and that's Asmongold. Okay, he's getting free content every single day, and it's an
And Asmongold is now relying upon, Hasan is now relying upon Asmongold for his content. That's another key point here. He is 100% relying upon Asmongold for a very large portion of his content. If he didn't have Asmongold, he would probably be losing people even faster while he just babbles on about everything. That's why he's constantly referencing Asmongold all the fucking time in his streams. That's why he is actually going into Asmongold streams to do Notice Me Senpais. He needs Asmongold. Now, that's the state of Hasan's stream. He needs Asmongold to basically and scream and pretend like he knows what he's talking about. That's where we're at with him.
Unforced error by Hasan. He's the one who brings it up every day. He's the one dragging this out. He's the one making a fool out of himself. And basically now getting to the point of showing up in Asmongold's Twitch chat to get attention and try to keep this thing going and get more attention and interactions. It's crazy. Crazy stuff. But anyways, that's what's going on with these two events and this whole series of interactions here. That's going to do it for today's video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
Holy fuck. Well, that was a video, wasn't it? Oh my God. You know what? The best part about this is just seeing the rapid regression of Hasan for this past year. Like I've been trying to stay away from him a little bit, but it's so funny just seeing this just rapid regression where he's just become this trolling thing that only knows how to say Asmongold.